Welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Neelam Gandhi from Zoology Department, Hansraj College, Delhi University. I am going to talk about evolution of adaptive immune system. Effective recognition and elimination of foreign pathogens was already in existence in lower animals before the evolution of jawed vertebrates, suggesting that adaptive immunity built on structurally similar molecules that were already present and part of the host defense innate immune functions. Adaptive immunity, being highly specific and diverse, arose later in evolution than innate immunity in an ancestor of present day jawed vertebrates. Four factors may have been responsible for the evolution of adaptive immune system. Rapid evolution of microorganisms to evade immune system of host, appearance of specialized parasitic worms, whole genome duplications causing genomic instability, unbalanced genome may cause cancer, and increased metabolic rates of vertebrates capable of causing oxidative damage to DNA. Hence, there was a strong selection for fighting against newly evolved parasites as well as monitoring altered aberrant self cells, leading to evolution of adaptive immune system. Adaptive immunity has not replaced innate immunity, but continues to be present along with and working in close association with innate branch to provide better protection to the organisms. Adaptive immune system requires signals from innate immunity for its activation. Big Bang theory has been proposed to indicate the appearance of adaptive immunity in jawed vertebrates in a relatively short span of time, about 50 million years. This assumption is based on reports that a larger number of genes functioning in adaptive immunity were acquired over a short evolutionary period. Basic components which led to the evolution of adaptive immune system include appearance of lymphocytes, acquisition of mechanisms for diversification of antigen binding receptor due to invasion of RAG transposon into gnathostom genome around 500 million years ago, evolution of transcriptional and translational control mechanisms for restriction of expression of single receptor specificity to an individual immune cell, receptor selection and clonal expansion, affinity maturation and processes regulating immune response. Breakage and repair of DNA forms the fundamental basis of conventional adaptive immunity, and RAG complex works in association with DNA repair proteins important in non-homologous end joining. DNA repair mechanisms are not only present in vertebrates, but in almost all species such as yeast, which are rather phylogenetically quite distant. Immunoglobulins produced through heavy chain class switch acquire secondary biological functions. These are some of the features that we are going to learn out of this module. Now, there are very specialized cells and organs which have played an important role in the evolution of adaptive immunity, and these include lymphocytes, B lymphocytes, T lymphocytes and antigen presenting cells. An evolutionary innovation occurred within the chordate lineage with the appearance of T and B lymphocytes with special attributes. These cells are endowed with not only recognition specificities, but also specific effector functions and mechanism of proliferation. Lifespans of these cells are tightly regulated, linking antigen recognition to immune responses, tolerance and immunological memory. It is not known exactly when during evolution the lymphocytes appeared as a specialized type of immunocompetent cells. Different subsets of lymphocytes with special membrane receptors for antigen recognition by leucine rich repeats LRRs are first found in jawless fish. However, these lymphocytes are quite different from the ones found in cartilaginous and bony fish, which have BCR and TCR on their B and T lymphocytes respectively. Genes for transcription factors needed in lymphocyte development such as SPI-B, Ikaros, EBF, GATA, PAX258 and BACH2 are found in anathans as well as gnathostomes. Presence of somewhat similar genes in the most primitive vertebrates and even urochordates is suggestive of ancient origin of these genes. Upon direct activation by a number of PMPs, both mammalian B1B cells and fish IgM bearing B cells can innately secrete IgM. Both exhibit the property of phagocytosis and intracellular killing, and both of them can be induced to produce antigen specific IgM. This internalization of the particle was found to occur in a BCR independent fashion. Therefore, it is hypothesized that B1B cell lineage evolved from IgM bearing B cells of ectotherms, and B2B cell lineage emerged later in evolution, specializing gradually to play a role in adaptive immunity predominantly. Several studies have also shown that mammalian B1B cells recovered from peritoneal cavity can efficiently present non-opsonized phagocytosed particulate antigen to CD4 plus T cells. These studies suggest the possibility of B1B cells forming a link between innate and adaptive immune system. T lymphocytes are thought to be arising from NK cells, which represent remnants of an ancient immune system and may be the evolutionary precursors of T cells. In the human fetus, first lymphocyte lineage to appear is that of NK cells. Next to appear are the gamma delta T cells, followed by alpha beta T cells. Cytotoxic T cells use the same killing mechanisms as employed by NK cells, perforin plus granzymes and Fas ligand. Next step may have been the development of helper T cells CD4 plus. Antigen presenting cells take up the pathogen, degrade it and present the processed antigenic peptide in association with MHC class II molecules to CD4 plus T cells. Specialized APCs appear to have evolved at the same time as the lower vertebrates. Immune cells arise and differentiate in primary lymphoid organ and encounter antigen and become effector memory cells in secondary lymphoid organ. Lower vertebrates do not show the presence of well defined primary bone marrow and thymus in mammals and secondary lymphoid organs, spleen and lymph nodes in mammals. There has been a gradual evolution of these organs allowing the host to mount a better immune response. Jawless fish lack true thymus and lymph nodes, and hematopoiesis occurs in gill filament and kidney. Cartilaginous fish have thymus as the primary lymphoid organ and spleen as the secondary lymphoid organ, but no bone marrow and no lymph nodes. B cell development taking place in the epigonal organs. Bony fish possess thymus and kidney as the primary lymphoid organs and spleen and gut associated lymphoid tissue as secondary lymphoid organ, there being no lymph nodes and no germinal centers. Amphibians have thymus and spleen. B cell differentiation occurs in bone marrow in Ranapipians and liver and spleen in Xenopus. Reptiles have thymus, bone marrow as primary lymphoid organs and spleen and gall as secondary lymphoid organs. Birds have thymus and bursa of fabricius as primary lymphoid organs and spleen, gall and Harderian gland as secondary lymphoid organs. In comparison to birds and mammals, antibody affinity, maturation in fish, amphibians and reptiles is rather poor due to the absence of lymph nodes and germinal centers, implicating the crucial role played by lymph nodes and germinal centers. Adaptive immunity relies on receptors, and if we have to trace the evolution of adaptive immunity, we have to look for the molecular markers such as immunoglobulins, TCRs, MHC and the machinery for generating a vast diversity of receptors, that is recombinase activating gene RAG, products that rearrange gene elements and terminal deoxynucleotidyl transferase that creates the non-templated junctional end regions. They appear in jawed vertebrates, and invertebrates or jawless fish do not show any homologue of these molecules. RAG1 and RAG2, the genes responsible for rearranging antigen receptor genes, have been postulated to have originated as a retrotransposon. Within the jawed vertebrates, it has been found that RAG1 is very well conserved, but has not been detected in ancestors of jawed vertebrates. Recombination signal sequences RSS flanking VDJ rearranging segments show the presence of inverted repeats, suggesting that a transposon has invaded the gene which codes for immunoglobulin superfamily. This gene could not be expressed unless a recombinase stitched it back together. Tremendous diversity of BCR and TCR in the jawed vertebrates is generated by addition of N region at gene element junctions in immunoglobulin and TCR genes. Terminal deoxynucleotidyl transferase adds non-template encoded nucleotides during the rearrangement of BCR and TCR. In jawless fish, however, adaptive immunity is achieved by lymphoid cell based system in which variable lymphocyte receptor VLR gene family codes for rearranging receptors. The mature VLR gene contains variable number of LRR modules which also have variable sequence, conferring a great overall diversity to the VLR gene, approximately 10 raised to power 14 combination. In A. nathans, germline encoded incomplete VLR gene is constituted by insertion of diverse LRR modules from flanking genomic cassettes. Thus, a mature VLR gene is formed having a signal peptide, an N-terminal LRR, 18 residue LRRs, a variable number of 24 residue LRRs, a connecting peptide, a C-terminal LRR and a threonine proline rich stalk. On the other hand, assembly of antibody genes in gnathostomes takes place via random joining of immunoglobulin gene fragments, which consist of variable, diversity and joining elements as well as constant domains. Antigen receptors thus formed following somatic DNA rearrangement are expressed on the surface of lymphocytes. Two VLR genes, VLR-A and VLR-B, expressing only in lymphoid cells have been described in Lampreys, and upon antigenic challenge, clonal expansion of lymphoid cells expressing specific VLR-B molecules has been reported in a manner somewhat similar to what is shown by B cells secreting immunoglobulins. Secreted VLR-B molecules have subunit organization occurring as pentamers or dimers of dimers with 8 to 10 antigen binding sites resembling IgM antibodies. VLR-B molecules are able to bind antigens with high avidity and specificity, causing their agglutination. Lymphoid cells functionally similar to T cells express VLR-A only in a cell bound form. These studies point to the fact that there are two populations of lymphoid cells which represent T and B cells of jawed vertebrates. Thus, it appears that two lineages of lymphoid cells had emerged before the divergence of jawed and jawless vertebrates. Phylogenetic studies reveal a number of variations on the pattern of assembly of BCR and TCR genes in different jawed vertebrates. BCR isotypes show a lot of variation. The first immunoglobulin isotype to appear during phylogeny, ontogeny and the immune response is IgM and represents the first line of host defense to pathogens in all gnathostomes. Cartilaginous fish secrete monomeric IgM with higher binding affinity. Although these variations are seen in fish, IgM generally shows conserved features over evolutionary time. In teleost fish, plasmablasts and plasma-like cells localized in head kidney secrete IgM and no immunoglobulin class switch occurs. Furthermore, IgM responses show poor affinity maturation and take much longer to develop. According to one study, 3 to 4 weeks as against a few days required by mammals. IgD-like isotype has been reported in the ancestor of all gnathostomes, but its structure and functions have varied over evolutionary time. A variety of B cell subsets have been demonstrated. Some B cells expressing IgT, named so in rainbow trout, or expressing IgZ, named so in zebrafish. multimeric form of IgT present in gut mucus has been implicated in mucosal immunity, functionally analogous to IgA antibody class of mammals. IgG and IgE originate from an isotype known as IgY, which appears first in amphibians with function similar to that of IgG. Certain variations of this molecule can possibly arise due to alternative splicing. IgA first appears in reptiles, performing similar functions in all animals. In lower animals, mucosal immunity is achieved by another isotype, IgX. IgG of camelids does not associate with light chains and its variable regions interact with antigens. Thus, multiple isotypes with distinct effector functions are seen in vertebrates. Genomic studies have revealed that both the light chains lambda and kappa arose very early in the common ancestor of all vertebrates. As far as the heavy chains of the B cell receptor goes, this shows a lot of variation across different animals, and the organization called translocon, and this arrangement is seen from fish to mammals. In this organization, multiple V genes occur upstream of multiple D and J segments, and then occur single genes which code for constant regions. A single V gene out of tens to hundreds of V genes is rearranged to downstream D and J segments. Cartilaginous fish, on the other hand, have Ig genes in a cluster form with a single V, D, J and C gene in each cluster, showing RAG mediated rearrangement within each cluster. Junctional diversity is generated at VD, DD and DJ rearrangement joints and by somatic hypermutation when B cells are stimulated by antigen. Light chains lack D segments but otherwise show similar pattern of rearrangement. In bony fish, the organization of light chain genes can be translocon or cluster and suggests the possibility of very extensive rearrangement of light chain genes of BCR in all fish. Amphibians, which show mammalian-like immunoglobulin heavy chain locus, are the first to exhibit heavy chain class switch. No switching shown by cartilaginous fish, and thus show a major transition from the adaptive immune system of fish. This is very advantageous as a single B cell has acquired the capacity to secrete molecules with different effector functions as well as memory response. MHC molecules of adaptive immunity, why have they appeared? In order to identify cells harboring intracellular pathogen which cannot be identified by antibodies. Evolution of T cells has proceeded in such a way that both a self component, infected cells of the host, and microbial structure can be recognized by T cells. Solution to this problem came in the form of evolution of MHC molecules, also called human leukocyte associated antigens. Studies of Zinkanazal and Doherty showed that specific antigen is recognized by T cells only when presented in association with a specific self-MHC molecule. A very important biological consequence of this requirement by T cells is that it allows T cells to specifically work against only those cells which harbor intracellular pathogen, processing of which results in antigenic peptide, and therefore it can ignore free extracellular antigen. CD4 plus T cells play a very crucial role in controlling various effector cells of innate as well as adaptive immunity, such as B cells, CD8 plus T cells, macrophages, eosinophils and mast cells by secreting a number of cytokines. Hence, nature has ensured that activation of CD4 plus T cells occurs in a tightly regulated way. The CD4 plus T cells require not only peptide complexed to MHC class II molecules presented on APCs, but also a co-stimulatory signal for adequate activation. This has been achieved by the evolution of B7 glycoprotein molecules on APCs and their ligands CD28 on T cells. A very important characteristic of HLA molecules is their very high degree of structural polymorphism, and this enables different class I alleles to bind different peptides. This is highly advantageous at the population level, as there will always be some individuals capable of forming peptide MHC complex to bind to the TCR and save the population from experiencing high mortality. Evolution of polygenic MHC confers a great benefit to each individual, since many different peptides can be bound by each class I protein with 6 peptide binding grooves. Classical MHC molecules present processed antigens to T lymphocytes and thus serve a very important role in mounting an effective immune response. Non-classical MHC molecules, on the other hand, have also played a very important function, such as iron homeostasis, processing of antigens, DM molecules, or presentation to cells other than T lymphocytes, for example HLA-E molecule. Fetus derived placental cells which enter the uterine wall express MHC class Ib molecule HLA-G, but not classical MHC class I molecules. Lack of expression of MHC class I molecules by these cells allows them to avoid recognition by CD8 plus T cells. They are also spared attack by NK cells, as HLA-G is recognized by inhibitory receptor ILT2 on the NK cell. Observations such as recognition of classical MHC molecules by NK cells and recognition of allogeneic tissue grafts by innate immune system suggest that in higher vertebrates MHC molecule perform innate immune functions. Phylogenetic analysis seem to suggest that non-classical class I molecules of bony fish and the DM class II molecules were ancestors to MHC molecules. Furthermore, it has been suggested by some studies that as the present day DM molecules serve as chaperones in the pathway that loads antigenic fragments onto classical class II MHC molecules, they may be considered a direct link to the ancestral molecule. MHC class III region contains a group of genes which function in inflammatory response and has members of the tumor necrosis family. Comparative analysis of this region by sequencing and annotation has revealed that a number of genes with similar functions within this region, including TNF, APOM and BAT3, have remained clustered together for nearly 450 million years, even before the divergence of mammals from fish. Now, the adaptive immune system performs a number of effector functions, and these newly acquired lymphocytes of the vertebrates, they continue to perform functions of innate immunity alongside acquisition of functions of adaptive immunity. B lymphocytes express TLRs and show phagocytosis. B1B cells secrete germline encoded polyspecific IgM antibodies without antigenic stimulation. TLR7 and TLR9 expressing plasmacytoid dendritic cells arise from lymphoid lineage and produce interferons alpha and beta, which confer protection against a variety of viruses, bacteria, parasites. T lymphocytes produce interferon gamma. TLRs indirectly promote and regulate antibody and cell mediated responses via their activation of DC and other innate cells. Effect of TLRs in activating B and T lymphocytes can also be more direct. TLR4 on mouse B cells can bind LPS, causing B cell proliferation and differentiation into plasma cells without the help from TH cells. Human B cells express TLR9, which gets activated by microbial DNA. Thus, signals from TH cells have been replaced by TLR, resulting in faster response from B cells. The response is mediated by a number of mediators such as antibodies, mediators of cytotoxic T cells, complement system, cytokines released by helper T cells, and finally it is the development of memory cells. A number of cells with specificity for any individual pathogen or toxin is small. The responding cells need to divide so as to mount an adequate response against the pathogen. This is a time taking step, and for this reason expression of adaptive response occurs temporally after the innate response. The most important feature of adaptive response is the production of very long lived memory cells. All vertebrate species show the presence of natural IgM, and their levels are maintained in the individual. Even in pathogen free, germ free environments, suggesting that its production is due to endogenous stimuli, and B1 cells have been found to be the source of this natural antibody. Thus, nature seems to have selected this pool of natural antibodies during evolution of immune system as they exhibit very important immunoregulatory and housekeeping properties such as clearance of apoptotic cells, so that uncontrolled inflammation and autoimmunity does not develop. Immunoglobulins antibodies not only assist the functioning of a number of cells of innate immunity by interaction of their constant domain with receptors present on various cells, but also confer a great regulatory potential to the overall functioning of the immune system by coupling innate and adaptive immune responses. This has been achieved due to the evolution of Fc receptors. CD8 plus T cells, on being presented with antigenic peptide in association with MHC class I, get activated and cause lysis of cells infected with intracellular pathogen or tumor cells by releasing granzymes plus perforin. Complement proteins also play a very important role. Antibodies of the IgM class and some IgG subclasses bind to microbial surfaces and are in turn recognized by C1 component of the complement, resulting in activation of the complement cascade. This results in the production of membrane attack complex, which causes pores in microbial cell membrane, disrupting their integrity. Jawed vertebrates alone show molecules of the classical pathway C1, C2, C4, though factors B, C3 for the alternative pathway and MBL, MASP of the lectin pathway have been reported in lower forms and have also been reported from invertebrates and lower vertebrates. Helper T cells secrete a large variety of cytokines with multiple effects, playing a very crucial role in regulating the immune response. For instance, lymphotoxin from Th1 cells promotes development of B and T lymphocytes. Interleukin 2 from T lymphocytes stimulates proliferation of B cells and antibody production. Interleukin 4 from Th2 cells inhibits inflammatory response and promotes isotype switch to IgE in B cells, and interferon gamma produced by Th1 cells activates B cells and macrophages, as well as promotes expression of MHC class I molecules. Evidence supporting whole genome duplication is also very vast. It is now widely accepted that 2 rounds of whole genome duplications have occurred in the vertebrate genome after the appearance of urochordates and before the jawed vertebrates radiated. This is believed to have played a very important role in the evolution of adaptive immunity. Evidence comes from a number of studies. It has been reported that about 100 gene families of the MHC paralogy group are distributed in 4 sets of paralogons. Genomes of invertebrates have only one MHC-like region, a proto-MHC, and does not show class 1 and class 2 genes. Region of the neurotrophin paralogy group in humans contains natural killer complex and leukocyte receptor complex, suggesting that ancestors of these genes were located in the proto-MHC. Furthermore, role of integrated MHC neurotrophin paralogy group in adaptive immunity is indicated by the fact that TAP, TAPSIN and 3 proteasome subunits, 10 cathepsins, all playing a role in antigen presentation, are encoded in this paralogy group. Thus, whole genome duplication has allowed generation of gene duplicates which then underwent divergence by accumulation of mutations, conferring new functions to its possessors. This entire module will give us scope for a number of applications such as cytokine based therapies which are now being developed. For instance, interferons, colony stimulating factors and interleukin 2, they have been used clinically. Fish, which is a commercially important species, knowledge of its MSC may be useful in aquaculture, vaccine development and selective breeding. Now, MSC serves as an ideal model system to study genetic diversity, especially those in those wildlife populations which face extinction due to shrinking habitats. Thus, in conclusion, I would say that it is the whole genome duplications and invasion of RAC transposons into the genome of gnathostomes which has led to or which has been instrumental in providing BCR and TCR based immunity, the so called Big Bang theory. Possession of adaptive immunity, which is basically an anticipatory kind of defense mechanism, entails a number of problems or prerequisites such as development of tolerance to self during lymphocyte differentiation, failure of which results in autoimmunity. Furthermore, to generate sufficient diversity of BCRs and TCRs, the individual must possess a rather large number of lymphoid cells, thus necessitating a large body size. Thus, it appears that adaptive system could have been retained by natural selection only under compelling conditions. Pathogen evasion strategies further stimulated evolution of newer functions of immune system components. For instance, evolution of Fc receptors allowed IgG and IgA to work in opsonization and ADCC. Evolution of Fc gamma receptors on NK cells allowed NK cells to target those virus infected cells whose MHC class I expression had been downregulated by the virus. Evolution of non-classical MHC molecule HLA-G allows the fetus to grow in placental mammals without the allograft fetus being rejected. Evolution of neonatal Fc receptor for IgG on intestinal epithelium, placenta and endothelium allows transfer of maternal antibodies to the fetus, thus greatly improving survival of the newborn. A thorough understanding of comparative immunology would provide thus a number of applications. Thank you.